Howdy, folks. I'm back again. This time I got my poncho. It's quite itchy. But I made it myself. This was my first big sewing project. I used, chunks of antler and I sewed around the buttonholes and I made pockets. Don't get no ideas. But yes, very, very proud of my hair everywhere. Very, very proud of my thing. So for today, we're going to be reading a little bit more of Frankenstein. That's true because I just said it, and that's what we're going to do. So that makes it easier. Cinematically, I got the fan pointed for the hair to flow in the wind. This time, I'm going to try something new. Going to get it out of the way right away. Most people wait till the end, but I mean, why not have some dessert first? Right? I mean, come on. Ugh. Eat your dessert first. Here it is. I don't know if you can read that, but it says hold for applause. So I'm going to hold for a second. And that's about good. So, I don't remember where we left off. It's definitely not been 5 minutes. Days, hours. I mean, so many 5 minutes in a row. So, this guy was getting all flippity floppity about violent thunderstorms where we left off. So here we go. I've never before seen anything so completely demolished. At that point, I suddenly realized what incredible but destructive powers electricity had. From then on, I began to wonder what other unknown powers electricity might be hiding from the world. This curiosity is still with me. When I was 17 and preparing to leave home to study at the University of a small school in Germany. Now, the little throwback there, guys, when you get rad, is that sometimes you find that your glasses have been dipped in chili. Apparently all of them have. So either there's a lot more chili in my house than I anticipated, which is true in the winter. I'll one day just stand in one spot, spin around, give you the tour. That's about all there is to that. It ain't swanky, but it's gangly. It's fancy. But maybe somebody's sneaking in and bringing their own chili and just bloop bloop dipping it in there because I have no idea. Like, they're not even close to where I sit. Like, it's not like I'm saying it and spraying it and dirtying up all my glasses. It's like double-sided. Where's the chili coming from? Yeah, is it Dave? Dave Thomas? Wendy's? Wendy's chili? Dave. Anyways, yeah, I have German. What's that dude with the pants? Shakespeare. I've got German Shakespeare from like 1910 in a book. If you want to see me just not read that properly out loud, give me a beep boop. Maybe I'll wear my fancy thingamajiggy here. Before I left, however, excuse me, I was faced with the first misfortune of my life. Elizabeth had caught a serious case of scarlet fever. And I don't think it's like the kind from the old days that, there's a couple different ones. I'm not familiar with them, but I know that one's good and one's, still, neither are good, but one of them meant differently. Maybe I'm thinking of a different color of fever that's like red. I don't know. Spider-Man's girlfriend made a movie about it once. Although we had servants to care for her, my mother insisted on caring for Elizabeth herself. Turn the page. In spite of that fact, she was exposing herself to this terrible disease. Within 3 days, my mother came down with a fever, and by the 4th day, she was close to death. As she lay dying, my mother called the family together and placed Elizabeth's hand in mine. Always losing my spot. Take care of your brother, she said. I shall die happy if I know that one day you two will marry each other. I think these guys were cousins. I don't know what's going on anymore, guys. Elizabeth and I made that promise. I wish this wasn't in first person. Itchy. Oh, why is it incestuous and itchy? This is like a John Irving book. Instead of a bear suit, I'm wearing a poncho. I didn't want to leave the family after my mother's death, but after several weeks, my father decided it was time. Henry came in to say goodbye. We were distressed at being separated. He was eager for a university education too, but his father wouldn't allow it, since he had plans for Henry to go to work in his business one day. I should give you guys a sneak peek of my watch collection. Now, if you guys like watches, I know I particularly do. I could show you guys a little bit more of my watches, but I only got like 2 or 3. They're all just old kind of junkers, you know. Some were like, back in the day, you used to be able to buy things for under $100. You used to just go to like a thrift store or an antique place, and they would have stuff, and instead of it being like, oh, this is like over 10 years old, it must be worth $150, they'd be like, it's worth like $5. And so for $5 you could buy things, and you got paid a little bit more than you do now. So I mean, that made a big difference. That made it so, you could actually own things back in the day. And then now if you want to sell something, they're like, you put it up for $100 because it's worth $100, and then somebody messages you and says, hey, will you take 50 cents? And then you get upset, and then, look, it was a typo, you're a jerk. It's just, people suck sometimes. Anyways, back to the incestuous itchiness. As I waved goodbye and climbed into the carriage, I realized that for the first time in my life, I was facing the world alone. Well, that's a weird way to end the chapter. Now we're on chapter 3. Discovering an astonishing secret. I don't know if this is 100%. This might be newer. I don't know if you adapt something, if that makes it different. It doesn't even give a year. MCM X5 1953? MCM XC 3 I's in a row. So that's MCM, X is 10. C. I don't remember what C is. C, there's X 100. I don't know. Anybody in the comments want to beat me and tell me what MCM XC 111 is in modern terms? I might have to go back to the older version, even though I'm adapting this as well. Discovering an astonishing secret. My boyhood dreams for studying science continued at the university. My aim was still to find a way to cure disease and prolong human life. I was encouraged to study both modern and ancient scientists by Professor Waldman, my favorite teacher. By combining knowledge from birth, he told me, you'll have unlimited powers. You'll be able to discover the secrets of the earth and the heavens, along with the secrets of a man's body and how it works. That went somewhere I wasn't expecting. But sir, I protested, I want to discover more than just the secrets of how the human body works. And it was at that moment that I knew I had discovered the secret of how the human body was created. Whew. I think we'll leave it there, folks. Yeah. So, I guess the lesson in today's story is wear a funny hat, and if you're trying to buy something off of somebody, don't offer them 50 cents. Be a good person. You know? Let's just be good. Be nice. Gonna keep doing this here as long as y'all are still enjoying it. I feel like a weird version of the Batman. Like a flying squirrel Batman. Whoosh, through the trees, you know? Through the air. Can't really go through a tree. Won't have a good time. Anyways, again, hope you guys enjoy your day, your night. And hopefully we are slowly becoming more and more Plutonic life mates, one increment at a time. And time to fly away. No chance of seeing my booty in this one.